Just about ready to get our second half of coverage underway. And if you are just joining us, coming out of halftime, it's the Aces leading the Fairview Apaches here tonight, 26-7, our score at halftime. And the Apaches will get the ball to start the third quarter. They won the toss before the game and deferred. So the Aces got the ball to start the game, and Fairview will have the ball to get the third quarter underway. And if you notice in the camera, I don't know if it'll pick it up or not, but it is not rain, but there is a heavy mist that is moving in. I guess they have issued a fog advisory for the area until somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock or so tonight. So we were wondering whether we would see any precipitation here this evening. We have not, but it has gotten a little bit foggy around the edges. LaGrange. It's a kind of a blooper, and it is scooped up on the 48-yard line or 49-yard line by the Apaches. And that's where they will have it first and 10. And now we're going to switch camera people. So we'll say a big thank you to Amy Murphy for doing the camera chores the first half and halftime. And we'll welcome Chris Warner back into the booth here to take over camera duties for the second half. Apaches put the ball in the air, caught and steps out of bounds. That was just a lack of field awareness. Cade Ripke made the catch, and then he spun around, planted his back foot to take off running, and when he planted his back foot, planted it on the sideline. So Poulter still manages to pick up the first down with his completed pass. Poulter's going to air it out again, and this time just out of the reach of Ripke, and that'll be incomplete. Make it second and 10 for the Apaches. Look pretty good out there playing your drum, young Mr. Warner. We zoomed in on you. Part of the 7th and 8th grade band, joining the high school marching band on the field tonight at halftime. Poulter takes a snap, drops back. He's in trouble. He doesn't know it. Didn't even see it coming as Langham comes in on his blind side and takes him down for the loss. That's going to drop him all the way back to the Aces' 49-yard line to bring up third and very long for the Apaches. 11:30 left in the third quarter. Clock is rolling. Fairview down by 19. And the Aces keeping up the defensive pressure. Cade Poulter out of the shotgun, sending the house. Cutting back across and dropped. It was a designed play. It was designed to make it look like he was going to try to launch it down the field. And in the meantime, number 3, Ripke, was supposed to sort of casually sneak in right around the midfield line to catch a short drop pass. And head towards hopefully the end zone, but didn't work out that way as Ripke dropped it. So the punting unit comes on. Nice punt. Parker Thiel is going to just let it drop in front of him, and the ball just kind of dives. It bounces sort of sideways about the 23-yard line. That's where the Aces will take over. First and 10. So quick huddle up from the Aces as they get ready to return onto the field and go on offense for the first time here in this second half. Jake Miller. Quick handoff to Brickle. Brickle dives forward across the 20. He'll pick up about 3 yards on the carry, make it second and about 7. And in motion, that's Thiel. Miller pitches it out, and Parker Thiel drops it. That's a live football on the lateral, and the Apaches recover it. What a mistake there. Miller goes back, and he pitches it back to Thiel at the last minute, and Thiel bobbles the pitch. Not a forward pass, so when it hit the turf, live ball, and the Apaches dive on it, and they're going to recover the turnover at the 10-yard line, 1st and 10. And here comes Fairview with a chance to maybe make things a little more even on the scoreboard. Poulter gets the snap. Poulter puts it in the air. Overthrows his intended receiver, Timbrook. And I'll make it 2nd and 10 from the 10-yard line. It's actually, the ball has been actually placed just outside of the 10-yard line. So they could get a first down at about 6 inches from the goal line if they were to get the ball down that far. Poulter hangs on to the ball himself and heads straight upfield and gets down to about the 7-yard line. They're going to say his knee touched at the 8, so it'll be third and 8 from about the 8-yard line. Poulter trying to get him to jump, and they're not doing it. So Poulter takes the snap. Ball not caught. It was right around the ankles of the intended receiver, number 7, Rakes. Rakes not able to haul it in. So that'll bring up 4th down. And again, like I said, if they get down inside the 1-yard line, they could get a first down without actually scoring. 4-down territory for the Apaches here. Poulter drops back. Poulter's in trouble. Poulter scrambling. Flag is thrown, and Poulter taken down at about the 20-yard line. Been a long night for that young man, as he has been sacked several times this evening. The penalty against Fairview and declined by the Aces, obviously, that being a 4th down play. Not going to give him a second opportunity to maybe convert on 4th down. So they will decline the penalty and put the ball at the 20-yard line, which is where they dropped Poulter, and that'll be 1st and 10, Hicksville. 9:29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. As the misty, low-lying, foggy clouds continue to blow across the field here tonight, but at least it's not raining. Miller airs it out, caught across the 31st down and out to about the 35. That'll move the chains. Catch made by number 7, Turnbull. So with the fresh set of downs, the Aces reset. Miller rolls out, caught by Thiel at the 40-yard line. Thiel gets some more on top of that as he carries out to about the 47. So the catch and run by Parker Thiel takes the Aces out to the 47-yard line, and that'll be good for another first down. Miller takes the snap, hands it off to Brickle. Brickle, spin move out to about the 49. Short gain. It'll pick up a couple. And he'll keep that clock rolling. Keeping it on the ground. Letting the clock help him out. Aces up by 19. Miller takes the snap, drops back to throw. Miller looks downfield, and that one just sort of floats out of his hand and is a good 10 yards away from the intended receiver. Incomplete. That'll make it third down, and still about 8 yards to go. Miller takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Brickle, and then throws it to Brickle. Oh, excuse me, to Comiso. Comiso makes the catch, but he's upended right away and falls down at about the 50-yard line. So that's going to bring up fourth down and about 7 for the Aces. And in all likelihood, we'll see Mr. Langham come out, and indeed he does, to get ready to punt the ball away to the Apaches. 8 minutes exactly left to go here in the third quarter. Clock rolls, high snap. Langham boots it. Caught. Back at about the 14-yard line. And a nice return. Past midfield. And they're going to finally knock him out of bounds somewhere around the 45-yard line. A strong return from Rakes. Excuse me, that was Frank. I had the wrong numbers. I couldn't tell the difference between a 1 and a 7. So Frank with the nice return. And he takes it all the way down to the Aces' 45-yard line. So Poulter back out in business for the Apaches. See if they can get something going this time around. Caught. And out to the 39-yard line. Riley Lucas makes the grab. Lucas gets it down to the Aces' 39-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 6 to make it 2nd and 4. Poulter again out to Franks. Franks gets him the first down, and Franks takes it inside the 30-yard line. Franks down to about the 29, it looks like. Actually, they'll make it the 28-yard line. First down, Apaches. Hand off to Timbrook. Timbrook trying to make his way through traffic. He gets not quite to the 25-yard line, say the 26. Pickup of a couple. Make it 2nd and 8. Football right at the 25-yard line. Snap back, Poulter. Poulter caught. And down to the 20-yard line goes Timbrook. That will make it 3rd and about a yard or 2, 3rd and 2 after the carry. So just about halfway through quarter number 3. Fairview with the ball and driving. Poulter, quick throw. Trying to make something happen. Down to the 15. And inside the 15, Doug Rakes. He'll get him a first down. And they'll put the ball down. Let's see where they officially mark it. Looks to be about the 13-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Fairview. So they can get a first down if they get inside the 3. Poulter with the snap. Poulter, quick throw, caught. Franks heads for the end zone, and he's in. Nice move by Caleb Frank. He caught the screen pass and found a nice seam, and he was just off to the races, and he shot through the defensive secondary into the end zone to make it 26-13. Aces still with a 13-point lead. And Frank will stay on the field, and he'll try to top off his touchdown by kicking the extra point. Puts it up. It looks good, and it is. 26-14. So the Apaches battle back and pulled to within 12. .533 to go here in quarter number 3. And the Aces, seeing their 19-point lead whittled into, are going to get the ball back, go back on offense. They'd like to put together a nice sustained drive here, get themselves back in the driver's seat. Aces will break huddle and get ready to get the ball back. Apaches will break huddle and get ready for the kickoff. They'll tee it up at the 40-yard line. Frank is their kicker, Caleb Frank, number 1. So he's been a busy guy. He scored the touchdown, kicked the extra point, and now he'll kick it back to the Aces. And we'll see what Frank does. Comiso, Thiel, back deep, and he's just going to squib it on the ground, and the Aces will recover. Grabbed by Gipple, number 67. Junior got his hands on it and just wrapped it up and went down to the turf, just like he was supposed to. So the Aces will take over, and they'll put the ball at the Hicksville 48-yard line, 1st and 10 Aces. Jake Miller, long count, hands it off. Zach Brickle gets across midfield and brought down at the 49-yard line. Brickle. Miller hands off to Brickle. Kind of expected that to happen again. Brickle powers down to about the 43-yard line. That'll be close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard shy. That'll make it 3rd and 1 for Hicksville. Another handoff, and I don't know if he's going to make it. I think they stopped him from getting to the necessary line of gain. I think it's going to be 4th and inches. So they handed it to Brickle. He needed to get a yard, and he got about 2/3 of a yard. They're about a foot away from moving the chains. Officially, we'll call it 4th and 1. And that time, I think he got it. Diving forward. And it's going to be close enough that it'll be an official timeout as they'll bring the chains across and measure. So Coach Lucas Smith moving his squad well out of the way. And They'll mark the ball officially, one of the officials, and then they'll bring out the chains. So we'll see whether it's a fresh set of downs or the Aces hand the ball over to the Apaches here momentarily. 3:52 to go here in quarter number 3. Okay, they'll get the marker set. Stretch the chain, and it should be good, and it is. Half the length of the football. First down, Hicksville. That last-minute surge and pushing out the ball as far as he could as he went down made the difference as the Aces get a fresh set of downs by half the length of a football. Jake Miller back out on the field. Miller works the shotgun. Miller airing it out. This could be problematic. He just overthrows it, sails beyond both of his intended receivers, and fortunately also out of the reach of the defenders for the Apaches, and falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 Aces. Miller, hard snap. Count. Pitches it out to Brickle at the last minute. Brickle, forward progress. Inside the 40, down to about the 39. Pickup of about, looks like about 3 yards. Now they're going to actually put him down at the 40, so that should make it 3rd and about 8. So the Aces with a 3rd and long. Miller rolling out. Miller puts the ball in the air and overthrows his intended receiver. His accuracy has been a little bit off here last few pass plays. That'll make it 4th down and 8, and it'll bring on the punting unit as they'll see what they can do about pinning the Apaches deep. 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Switch their personnel on the Apache side as well. And Fairview is going to get caught with 12 men on the field. They had a player that was heading towards the sideline, and then all of a sudden, about 3 feet away from the sideline, he stopped, like he wasn't sure whether he should have been going off the field completely or not. And that would have been 12 men on the field, and the Fairview coaching staff, wisely seeing that Hicksville was about ready to snap the ball, saved themselves a 5-yard penalty. It wouldn't have been enough to give the Aces a first down, but it still would have made it a little easier to get pinned back very deep. So timeout for the Apaches. That'll still leave them 2 for the balance of the game. And we'll get everything reset. It's 4th and 8, and again, ball at the 40-yard line. Langham in to do the punting for the Aces, and he'll be kicking the ball from about the 50-yard line. It is a high, comes down, and it's going to take an Aces bounce about the 12-yard line. So the Aces do manage to pin him pretty deep. They're going to actually mark it at the 13, where it'll be 1st and 10 Fairview. 2:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. Poulter, their quarterback, working out of the shotgun. Nobody in the backfield with him as he's going to shoot downfield past the number 35, and he'll be taken out at the sideline. So that's Zedike making another grab. Zedike is going to get him out to about the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 7. Make it 2nd and 3. So a 2nd and 3 for the Apaches, as they've got out to their own 20-yard line. Now Poulter changing the play at the line. Gets the snap, drops back. Poulter airs it out, and it's going to be caught. And diving, we'll see if he got to the first down sticks or if they're going to mark him down short. Catch was made by Rinks, number 7. And there is a flag on the field. We'll wait for the officials here. And it's going to be a face mask against Hicksville. So that should definitely give the first down yardage to the Apaches, as that will advance the ball all the way to the 38-yard line on the 15-yard face mask. So 1st and 10 for the Apaches on their own 38-yard line. Poulter airing it out. He's got a man wide open. It's caught at the 40. Down the sideline. Nobody is going to catch him. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Riley Lucas found himself all alone, standing right around the 40-yard line. There wasn't an ace within 10 yards of him in any direction. Easily makes the grab and turns on the Jets into the end zone to score the touchdown. And that's closing the gap a little further. It's 26-20 now, as they'll bring on Frank to try the extra point with 2:19 to go in the third quarter. We got ourselves a ball game. Kick is up and good. Frank's got a good leg on him. He makes it 26-21. And the Aces all of a sudden, here in this third quarter, have seen their lead go from 19 points at the start of the quarter to a 5-point advantage here with 2:19 to go, as the Apaches offense has woken up here in quarter number 3. So Hicksville going to get the ball back, and they need to get themselves fired up offensively here. And they got to the point now where they really need to put some more points on the board here, give themselves some breathing room. Comiso, Thiel, and Turnbull going to be the deep men. And we'll see whether they kick it deep or whether they try the onside. Frank again will be doing the kickoff for the Apaches. Getting some partial scores for other games in progress from the PA announcer. And Edgerton looks like they're leading Tenora 38-0 at this point, about halftime. So looks like the Bulldogs are going to stay undefeated and atop the GMC this week. Low liner scooped up at the 9-yard line by Comiso. Comiso across the 20. Comiso looking for some running room. Comiso battles forward. He'll get out to about the 25-yard line before they take him down. So Mason Comiso gets him out to about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Aces will set up shop. 1st and 10. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Glad to have you here with us on HIX-TV for Varsity Football on this Friday night. Bill Murphy, Chris Warner up here in the press box. Chris kind of upset, having a hard time catching any Pokemon on his phone from up here in the press box. Jake Miller takes a snap. Miller drops back, puts it in the air, caught by Thiel. Thiel across the 30. Thiel battles out and steps out of bounds at about the 32, 33-yard line. You see where they mark it officially right at the 33. That'll be a pickup of about 8. Make it 2nd and 2. Miller puts Comiso in motion, but hands off to Brickle. Brickle slants forward and gets across the 35-yard line, which should move the chains for the Aces. 1st down, Hicksville. They'll stop the clock long enough to set the down markers on the far side of the field. They do that, and it starts rolling again, 150 and counting. Miller again looking downfield, and that, give credit to Parker Thiel. The intended receiver was Langham, Braden, and it went off of his hands and volleyballed up into the air. There were a couple of Apaches there vying for the ball, but Parker Thiel was the one that managed to reach up and snatch it to make it a complete pass, albeit off of a deflection, and get the ball out to the 41-yard line for the Aces, 2nd and 4. That would have been a bad spot for a turnover for the Aces. Pitch back to Zach Brickle. Brickle rounds the corner. Brickle first down yardage, and he'll be tackled at about midfield. So Brickle gets it out to the 50-yard line. That'll be another first down for Hicksville as we tick down near to... Oh. And I take it all back. Flag on the field over on the far side where it's hard for me to see. And that's going to be a hold against the Aces, and that's going to back them up. Spot foul, and it occurred at about the 41-42-yard line, so that'll back him up, 41-yard line, so that'll back him up to the 31-yard line. It'll remain second down, but now it'll be second and about 15. Officially a 2nd and 14 is what they're saying. Need to get to the 45-yard line to move the chains. And that's going to be a false start. Sometimes if you're too good with that hard snap count, you fool your own players, and that's what Miller did. A couple of the receivers jumped, and that'll back him up another 5, make it 2nd and 19. 52 seconds left and the clock rolling. Screen pass out to Comiso. Comiso, they got him around the waist. Comiso battles out to about the 35-yard line. So he'll pick up the lost yardage and make it a 3rd and 10 with 25 seconds and the clock rolling. So we'll see if the Aces get another play off before the third quarter comes to a close. Clock down to 10 seconds. Now down to 7. And that'll be it. End of the third quarter. They don't snap the ball. So after 3, it's the Aces leading a resurgent Fairview Apache squad, 26-21, our score at the end of the third quarter. We're going to pause briefly, switch tapes to make sure we can bring the fourth quarter uninterrupted. Chris and I'll be back, and we'll have the fourth and final quarter of tonight's football game coming your way right here on HIX-TV. And while we've got some time here, well, they're throwing little footballs. We want to say a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters, Jim Schmidt Family of Automotive Dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, and Jim Schmidt Ford, and of course online at jimschmidtauto.com. And Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, serving the Hicksville area's healthcare needs for 65 years and counting. Online, www.cmhosp.com. Talk more about both of them when we get to the end of the game. And that one again just sailed on Miller. Intended receiver was Comiso, but Comiso would have had to have been able to have about a 6-foot vertical jump to be able to catch that one. Just came out of Miller's arms and a high arc, and there was just no way. So 4th down, and the Aces will punt. Langham gets the ball, puts his foot into it. It is a short punt, and hopefully we'll take a nice roll, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 27, 28-yard line. We'll see where they mark it officially. And the Apaches get the ball back. They've got 11 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game in regulation. They're down by 5, and they've had a bit of a hot hand so far offensively here in this second half. So this, if you're a Fairview fan, this is a key drive here. And the Aces, of course, want to put the stop on them. Handoff. And brought down for maybe a yard gain. Timbrook might have got a yard. I don't think he did. Yeah, we'll say 2nd and 9. Poulter. Long count. Drops back. Poulter puts it in the air. Almost intercepted. The intended receiver for the Apaches was Rakes, and Rakes slipped. And right there was Gipple, Jonah Gipple, number 6. And Gipple had it in his hands, so to speak, and was not able to pull it in. So an incomplete pass, and it remains 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Keeper out to about the 36-yard line goes Cade Poulter. That'll bring up 4th down and about 3. And we'll see. There's still a lot of time, so it looks like they are going to bring out the punting squad. So the Aces manage to get a 3 and out when they need it. Long snap. Kick is up. Timbrook. And it's going to roll down and be downed by the Apaches at about the 22-23 yard line of the Aces. So Hicksville will take over on offense. 10:24 left in the game, protecting that 5-point lead. And the Aces, like I said, would like nothing better than to be able to put together a nice sustained drive that winds up in them putting some more points on the scoreboard here in the 4th quarter, as this is still anybody's football game. The Apaches kind of back on their heels in that first half, but they shook it off, and they've came out in the 3rd quarter and put up a number of points, got themselves right back into this football game. Miller makes the pass, caught, but for little or no gain. As a matter of fact, it looks like they're going to say he lost about a yard. So they're going to put the ball right back at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Well, no, 2nd and 11. They lost a yard. Miller in the shotgun. Miller takes a snap, pitches it outside, and taken down right away. That was Breckler. Mitchell Breckler for the Apaches was there almost instantly, and he just took Brickle to the ground. And that's going to drop the ball all the way back to the 17-yard line to bring up 3rd and long. 15 yards away from moving the chains. And the Aces have got 4 out on the far side, and that's going to be short hopped off the turf. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and the Aces make nothing happen offensively. And after the Apaches have a pretty good punt to pin the Aces back kind of deep, the Aces are going to have to punt the ball back to Fairview. Lucas, number 4. And Rakes number 7 are the deep men. They're right back about midfield. And this is going to be another high spot and caught right at the 50-yard line. A fair catch by Rakes. And that's where the Apaches will take over. And it'll be 1st and 10 Fairview on the 50-yard line with 8:56 left in regulation. So Pelton back out, or Poulter, excuse me, back out at quarterback. Poulter with the snap, drops back. Poulter's going to get taken down from behind, but there's a flag on the play. Now Poulter got dropped back at about the 42, 43-yard line. But we'll see what the flag is. Looks like it might be against the Apaches. It's going to be a hold. And Coach Lucas Smith indicating he wants to decline the penalty. It would move the ball back about 4 more yards from where it currently is. But it would give them, it would still be 1st down. So they would rather have 2nd and 16 than 1st and 20. Poulter gets the snap. He's sending everybody downfield. Poulter makes the throw off the turf and incomplete. 3rd down. Clock stops on the incompletion with 8:33 left in the game, or I should say in the regulation time. Poulter dropping back to throw once again. He's going to launch it, and it is caught by Frank. Frank will move the chains, and they're going to place Frank down at about the 33-yard line, it looks like. Well, actually, they're going to give him forward progress to the 31. 1st and 10 Fairview. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Poulter powers forward inside the 30 down to about the 28. And now the Apaches are doing what the Aces were hoping to do their last couple of offensive series, which is put together a nice long sustained drive. Keep moving the ball forward. Now, whether or not it's going to result in points remains to be seen, but you can definitely feel kind of the momentum switch. Catch and brought down at about the 25-yard line. That's Rakes. And that'll make it 3rd and about 5. Don't know what kind of a leg their field goal kicker has on him. He's had pretty good shots from extra point distance. Poulter making some changes at the line. Takes the snap. Poulter needs to get rid of it. He's hit as he throws, and just out of the reach of Timbrook. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And I'm assuming that they're going to go for it here. The ball at the 25, 26-yard line. 26-yard line. It'll be 4th and 5 for the Apaches. So we'll see what they come up with here. They need to get to like the 21-yard line to move the chains. Snap, Poulter. And deflected, and I don't think, nope, it hit the turf. It's an incomplete pass. Good job by Zach Brickle. Got in there, got the deflection, almost picked it up as it was falling towards the turf. And the Apaches will turn it over on downs. The Aces kind of dodge a bullet there. They'll go back on offense, 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. .6:56 left to go in regulation. Jake Miller and company back on the field on offense. 2 wide receivers out on either side of the line. And a handoff right up the middle to Brickle, and Brickle dives forward to the 30-yard line. One of the Apache players loses his helmet. Always glad to see that somebody's helmet rolling along the turf rather than their head. So he'll have to come out of the game and get himself resituated with his equipment. And it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Aces. Snap and another handoff. Brickle once again powering forward, and Brickle out to about the 29-yard line. They'll give him a 3rd and about 2. So here's where the Aces need to pick up this 3rd down conversion, move the chains, and keep their drive going. Miller sets, takes the snap, hands it off again, and again he's going to be stopped short of the line again. Brickle tries to power it up the middle again on 3rd down, and again he is denied, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And about a yard loss, so 4th and 3, and the punting unit will come out again. Aces at least have moved it out a little farther, so they should be able to get the Apaches pinned back a little bit deeper on their end of the field. Langham out to handle the punting chores. High snap, Langham gets it, gets his foot into it. Caught at about the 38-yard line. And powering forward to about the 49, that's Lucas. Riley Lucas gets it out to about the 48, 49-yard line. We'll see where they mark him officially. They're going to say the 48-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Apaches. So Fairview with a little over 5 minutes, 5:02 on the clock, 5 minutes to work with. And they need to go 52 yards to score. Touchdown gives them a 1-point lead. A field goal does them no good. Quick hit, caught. 1st down yardage. Ripke makes the grab, and he'll get down to about the 42-yard line. And we'll see whether they move the chains. It's going to be close to the 1st down. They're going to say 2nd and less than a yard. Poulter will get the word from the sideline, and here we go. 2nd and short, less than a yard for the Apaches. Poulter with the snap. Poulter launching it, caught, stays in bounds, cuts back, reverses his field, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Fairview. Caleb Frank made the grab, stopped himself before stepping out on the sideline, stayed in bounds, and then reversed field, spun around the defender, and launched himself down the field into the end zone. Touchdown, Fairview, and with that, the Apaches take a 1-point lead. It's 27-26. What a turnaround for this game tonight. Coming out of halftime, the Aces had a 19-point lead. They have been held scoreless, while the Apaches have put up 20 unanswered points so far. They're going to go for 2. And I think they're going to make it. We'll see what the official, and they do. So Fairview with the 2-point conversion makes it a 3-point game. 29-26, 4:17 left to go. What a turn of events as the Apaches take the lead. Now the Aces can tie with a field goal. But of course, you know, Hicksville isn't going to be thinking about that. They're going to be thinking about getting down the field and into the end zone and putting 6 points up. So the Apaches will get ready to kick the ball off, and the Aces might want to be prepared for an onside kick just in case. At the same time, the Aces have really not been able to get themselves going offensively here in the second half. So the Apaches might be thinking, you know, heck, put our foot into it. Let's pin them as deep as we can and let our defense do the job. We'll see what happens. Here come the Apaches. 4:17 left in regulation, and things have quieted down considerably here on the Aces side of the field. Frank sets the ball in the tee, and he's going to pace himself off for the kick. Comiso, Thiel, Turnbull, the deep men for the Aces. And he's going to hit a low liner. It's going to be caught by Turnbull. Turnbull gets across the 20, and Turnbull returns it out to about the 22-23 yard line. And that's where Hicksville will set up shop, 1st and 10. We'll see where they mark it officially. Looks like it's going to be the 22-yard line, where the Aces will take over on offense, 1st and 10, with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in regulation. Jake Miller with the ball rolling out, makes the toss, and incomplete on the far sideline. 2nd and 10 for the Aces. Miller gets the snap, drops back. Miller's in some trouble, but he manages to work himself free. Jake powers forward, and he'll get out to about the 24-yard line. Few positive yards, well shy of the 1st down. They'll say his knee touched at the 33-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 9, or at the 24-yard line. So 3rd and 9. Let me try this again. At the 23-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 9. There we go. We'll get it squared away for you. 3rd and 9 for the Aces. Miller takes a snap. Jake rolls out, looks downfield, doesn't see anything, continues looking. Jake's in trouble. He's just going to launch it and throw it out of bounds. Good coverage downfield, nobody able to get open. And Jake Miller had no choice but to throw the ball away, and that's going to bring up 4th and 9 deep in their end of the field, and the Aces really aren't going to have much choice other than to punt the ball. Oh, they're going to have a face mask. Oh, they're going to get saved. I didn't see the flag. It must have been on the near side, near the sideline on our end of our side of the field, right in front of the coaches. But a 15-yard face mask breathes fresh life into the Aces. So rather than having to punt it away on a 4th and 9, instead they'll move the ball out to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Hicksville. So fortuitous penalty keeps the Aces drive alive. 3:16 left in the game. 3 wide receivers out on the far side of the field. 1 on the near side towards us. That's Parker Thiel. Thiel's going to get the ball, catches it. Parker Thiel steps out of bounds just past the 45-yard line at the 46. That'll make it 2nd and 1. Stop the clock with the out of bounds, and 3:12 left in the contest. Aces break huddle. Brickle, the split back, besides Miller, he gets the ball, and Brickle dives forward to the 50-yard line. That'll get them a first down. Move the chains. It'll be Aces ball, 1st and 10, right at midfield. Miller. Quick hitter and dropped. Intended receiver Landon Turnbull, and Turnbull got it in his hands, and sometimes that's the worst place to hit a receiver with the ball as it hits the turf. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, Aces. Miller gets the snap, rolls out, pitches back to Brickle at the last minute. Zach, positive yardage. Zach powering forward inside the 45-yard line down to about the 43. That'll give him a 3rd and manageable. That'll be 3rd and 2. It should be 3rd and 3 for the Aces. They need to get to the 40-yard line to move the sticks. 2:25 left in the game. Aces down by 3, a 3rd and 3, and again unable to convert on the 3rd and short. And again, it's Zach Brickle getting the carry, and again he gets taken down in the backfield for a loss. Clock will continue rolling as we go under 2 minutes in the game. 4th down and about 6 for the Aces. They're going for it. Miller airing it out, and this could be trouble. It's caught. What a great catch by Comiso. Comiso into the end zone. Touchdown, Aces. Oh my goodness, what a catch. A great throw by Miller, and I thought for sure it was either going to be at worst intercepted or at best deflected and knocked to the turf, but Comiso somehow managed to get his hands in there and come away with a football, and then he scampers into the end zone to put the Aces back on top in this game, 32-29. Game ball for Mr. Comiso on that play. Holy smoke, what a great reception by Mason Comiso. So the Aces getting set for the extra point conversion. Right now they are up by 3, hoping to make it 5 with a successful 2-point conversion. Miller throws it up, and it's no good. So Hicksville fails on the conversion attempt, but they still retake the lead on the touchdown. And it's a 3-point game once again, but this time in the Aces' favor. Hicksville leading 32-29. A minute, 36 seconds left in regulation, and the Aces getting ready to kick off to the Apaches. And that revived the crowd a little bit. Poor band had been sitting over there for so long they might have forgot how to play the fight song almost, and well, they finally get a chance to belt it out. So put the ball on the 40-yard line, and here comes Mr. Delagrange. Minute 36. The Aces will break huddle. Number 20, Elias Delagrange, getting ready for the kick. Fairview, I'm sure, has been told they're up guys to be ready for anything. And if it comes your way, make sure you keep it in front of you, catch it, keep control. We'll see about the deep men. Here we go. And he's going to put his foot into it. It's going to get caught by Frank at the 20-yard line. Frank across the 30. Frank dropped at about the 35. So Frank, about a 15-yard return as the Aces kick it deep. And the Apaches will take over on offense. It'll be 1st and 10. Fairview on their own 35-yard line with 90 seconds left in the game. The Apaches down by 3. They got a pretty good kicker. So a field goal attempt maybe not completely out of bounds. Poulter makes the throw, caught at the 42-yard line, stays in bounds. Clock continues to roll. Apaches have 2 timeouts. They've been working on a hurry-up type of offense all evening, so they're kind of used to it. Poulter drops back again. Poulter airing it out. He's got, nope. I thought that he had a shot at getting the ball to number 4, but overthrew both of the receivers in the area. That'll stop the clock with 1:06 to go. They'll put the ball back on the 42-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down for the Apaches. Still 4 yards to go for a new set of downs. Poulter, and he's dropped. Might have made it to the 43. He's going to be short of the sticks. 56 seconds and counting. And here come the Aces and the Apaches going for it on 4th down. Poulter, first down yardage, and he makes the grab. That was Lucas making the catch out at the 47-yard line. Should be at the 48-yard line. Poulter gets it to Frank. Frank across midfield, and he goes out of bounds at the Aces 45-yard line with 30 seconds. Excuse me. And they're keeping the clock rolling. And timeout. I'm going to say that the Apache coach might be wondering what's going on, because I thought that he went out of bounds. They did not stop the clock. It's 21 seconds on the clock currently. And a timeout called by the Apaches. So we'll see whether they do anything about the clock time. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe his knee touched before he went out of bounds. .21 seconds to go. The ball right now on the 45-yard line of the Aces, where it is 2nd down and about 3 yards to go for the Apaches. So Fairview with a 2nd and 3. 21 seconds. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Poulter looks like he's going to send the house. Poulter puts it in the air, and he's going to overthrow his receiver. That's going to bring up 4th down. Or excuse me, 3rd down. And it's going to be third down and 3 now for Fairview. 15 seconds left in the game. Poulter caught. Frank needs to get out of bounds, and he does. So Frank makes the catch and gets out of bounds. 9 seconds left in regulation, and that'll be 1st and 10 for the Apaches at the Aces 33-yard line. So here we go. Poulter's got enough time with a timeout. He might be able to make 2 cracks at it. Batted away. Incomplete. Oh my goodness. That leaves 6 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 10. Comiso came up and batted the ball away. Poulter wound up on his back on the turf. So 6 seconds left to go. And it looks like the Apaches on the Aces wait and they see what the setup is, and the Hicksville Aces call timeout now. So the Aces will talk about it with 6 seconds left to go. They got a 3-point lead, 32-29. What a second half of football this has been. Like I said, it looked like the Aces were going to pretty much kind of walk away with this game after the first 24 minutes at halftime. But the Apaches came back in the third quarter with 20 unanswered points to make it a ball game, take the lead by 1. And then get a 2-point conversion to take the lead by 3. The Aces came back with their own touchdown to make it a 3-point lead in their favor, and that's where it stands right now. Oh my goodness. Again, a thank you to the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, and to the Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, Ohio for underwriting our Aces varsity football coverage here on HIX-TV this evening. Poulter, do or die time, a 2nd and 10, 6 seconds left on the clock. Trying to see if he can get him to jump. Not happening. Takes the snap, drops back, ball in the air, off the hands of the receiver, and incomplete. Still with 1 second left in regulation, which means that the Apaches are going to have one more crack at it. If they get it in the end zone, they will go away winners. Anything less, and it's another victory for the Aces here at Hicksville tonight. 1 second to go. Ball at the 33-yard line. Cade Poulter takes the snap. Poulter airs it out. Knocked to the ground, incomplete. Aces win. Aces with the victory, 32-29. What a game. I don't even want to imagine how big of a gut churner it would have been if the Apaches had managed to battle back to win in the second half here at Aces Field tonight. The Aces lost the lead here in the second half, but they battled back, got it back, and then held on for the 3-point win, 32-29 here at Aces Field tonight. Whew. I'm going to have a sore throat tomorrow, especially after that Mason Comiso catch. Hey, as we get ready to wrap things up again, we want to say a big thank you, we didn't get a lot of chance to talk about them between quarters, to our football broadcast underwriters. Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, Ohio. CMH is celebrating 65 years of service to the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area this year. I want to thank them so very much for their support of our Aces football broadcast. Actually, the CMH is underwriting and helping bring you all Aces sports coverage here on HIX-TV for the 2018-19 school year. We want to thank them so very much. And again, a reminder, they've got their big health fair coming up October 18th, 19th, and 20th. That'll be from 6 until 10 a.m. all 3 days in their community rooms, number 1 and number 2. Want to find out more about that and other things happening at CMH? Just check out their website, www.cmhosp, like in hospital, cmhosp.com. And also the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt truck lot. And of course, you can check out everything you want to know about both dealerships, including the entire inventory available online at jimschmidtauto.com. Coming up on this winter driving season, fall driving weather, make sure that you're ready to go. Great service departments that can take care of anything. Basic maintenance, oil change, all the way up to major engine repair and so forth. They got you covered at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships. Terrific service before, during, and after the sale. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and again online at jimschmidtauto.com. I want to thank them both so very much. Big thank you, too, to Mr. Overmeyer and Haught, the ADs here at Hicksville, and all the staff, as always, making us very comfortable, very welcome. It's good to be back here in the friendly confines, and especially on a big win tonight. Next week, the Aces are still at home. We will be back here again next Friday as the Tenora Rams will be coming to town. So we'll be hosting the Rams here for football 1 week from today. And then after that, it's the final road trip of the year. And week number 9, the Aces will make the trek just down a ways to Antwerp. And they'll finish up the season, week number 10, here at home, hosting the Wayne Trace Raiders. The Aces up their GMC record to 3-1. Or excuse me, 2-1? 3-1? And one loss in the GMC. And they improved just over 500 overall, 4-3 with the win tonight. So with that, we're going to pack up our stuff and head for home. And again, thank you for tuning by and joining us. Hope you enjoyed the coverage here tonight on Hicksville Community Television. So once again, our final score here, week number 7 football action. It's the Aces coming back and beating the Fairview Apaches 32-29. The final score. For Chris Warner and Amy Murphy, our camera people here tonight, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, wishing you good night and good sports.